Revelation 1561. From the 11th of August 1940. Obstacle. Spirit working. Arrogance or unbelief. The Spirit in you does not command you, but it leaves it completely to your will whether you demand to feel its power or want to leave it unnoticed. Your part can be its brightest light and knowledge about everything in creation, about the work of blessed spiritual beings, about the advantage of the connections to the beyond, about the infinite love, wisdom and omnipotence of God. But it can also be its deepest darkness of spirit. And you may choose at will. No power forces you to belong to it, only otherworldly good, but also evil beings fight for your soul, for your free will, that it turns to them. So if you are left with the fullest freedom of your decision, on the other hand you must receive enlightenment about the responsibility of your decision. It must be suggested to you that you yourselves create the state in the hereafter with your earth life. And therefore God imparts His word to you, that is, He informs you through His word about the enormous responsibility of man and the terrible consequences of a wrongly applied will. He can do this only by way of really deeply believing people who offer themselves to God for service and completely submit their will to the will of the Lord. He gives them a rich knowledge so that they can distribute to those who seek God. He gives them the gift of foresight, so that people may know the truth of what is announced. He lets them have insight into the activity of the spiritual beings to spur them on to the most eager soul work. But He will never force you to accept these His expressions, if you are not willing to be taught by the Spirit itself. But by the glimmer of light which emanates from every divine work of love you must recognize that the giver is God Himself. There is a connection from heaven to earth, even if it cannot be obviously proven to you humans, who walk blindly through earth life. Because everything which is perfect and therefore stands in love, wants to help the still imperfect by virtue of this love. Love is the only thing which can redeem you. And therefore the light beings in the beyond continue the work of redemption, exactly because you men on earth neglect to redeem yourselves through love. And they come to meet you to the greatest possible extent. They know about your deficient spiritual state, and it pities them because they do not want to let you suffer, but also cannot spare you the suffering for your own sake. If they succeeded in making the work of the Divine Spirit in man understandable to you and to open your ears and hearts to the truths from above, the Spirit from God begins to work in you, and He does not leave out anyone who does not withdraw himself from the work through unbelief or spiritual arrogance. For both are visible proofs of the work of the opposing power, which likewise does everything to seize the will of man in order to destroy everything that God builds up. For everything perfect wrestles for the souls, but does not force them. Amen.